Hello, everyone. A very exciting episode of the Mish and Zach Podcast. This week, we are talking about crying. We are talking about the best chips in Australia, or fries. And, of course, Mish... Not of course. There's no of course here. It's never been discussed. Mish has a trip down memory lane talking about a very early Mish and Zach Podcast project. All that and more on this episode. You don't want to miss it. If you do, you'll be so depressed. Mish and Zach.
Hello, it's the Mish and Zach Podcast, and of course, I am Mish, and this is Zach. How you doing, Zach?
I'm very well, thank you, Mish. I just got back from Sydney. I have had quite the flu for the last month. Like, I would say I was a bit sick, and then I thought it was gone, then it kept coming back. I don't think I've been contagious. I just think it's kept lingering around, and I have had the post-viral cough to end all post-viral coughs. I've been coughing for like a month and a half. I'm ready to go to the doctor. I'm sick of it. You can probably hear it in my voice. Anyone that's seen me live has heard it. I'm sick of it. I'm bloody sick of it. I need to go to the sun. I need to go to Noosa. I need to get some sun. I need to get some relaxation, and I need to get over this post-viral cough.
Well, I understand it because you gave it to me.
Did I?
Yeah, you gave it to me in the last week of Melbourne International.
No, but I don't think
Festival.
I was contagious at the end because I had it at the start. So I think you got it off.
You're the
someone
only
else.
one who spat in my mouth.
That's a lie.
No, when you
That's
came
a
and you
lie.
said, "Get this, Mish," and you opened my mouth and spat into my mouth.
That happened at university.
Oh, okay.
No, Mish, no, I don't think I was, but it's going around. It was going around. A lot of people had it. I reckon you probably got it from someone at Century Entertainment.
You have that little cough. Right. Here's something fun that happened to me. I would just got back from Sydney too. I got back today. And on my first day in Sydney, I was there for 5 nights. My first day in Sydney, I went to take a seat on a step, but I missed the step and fell to the step below the step I went to sit on. Are we following? Right. And I fell so hard that I've bruised my butt. But so much so that if I cough or laugh too hard, it hurts.
Oh, God.
So I have a really strained ass. It's really sore.
That's funny, Mish.
Yeah, it's really sore. Like, honestly, if every time I sneeze, before I sneezed, and it hurts so much.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, I just wish you all to know that.
Mish has had a day, and that's unrelated to her day.
I've had a day.
Earlier, we were recording some... I don't want to reveal the secret. I don't want to reveal how the sausage is made. But just in case any of you are seeing this content on our Instagram or perhaps our TikTok and thinking, I don't remember them saying this. We do now occasionally... Can I tell them how the sausage is made,
of course,
Tom?
Yeah.
We do now occasionally fake podcast lists. Tom got us to do this because...
Wait, hold on. You're making it sound like the lists are fake.
No, the lists are real.
Yeah.
It's still good content.
Yeah.
But what
Filmed
we
in the podcast
do,
studio.
Tom has noticed, we've all noticed, we've all gone, hey, nothing that Mish or Zach says is of any worth unless it runs for 10 minutes. We cannot get to a punchline or a gag without 10 minutes of context. My solution to that was we should do a YouTube, and Tom had been on this for a long time as well. So I was, so that was my thing of like, let's stop with the reels. But then Tom Armstrong swooped in, brought some of his knowledge that he has got from being a part of the biggest football podcast by people that aren't just outright misogynists in Australia. I don't know who's above you, so I might be throwing some people I like under the bus there.
No, I reckon. How do you feel about being attached to probably the least sodgy football podcast?
I think that's the only reason we've had any success, really.
People like to listen to not sodgers.
I said to a friend the other day, in jest, I was like, God, I wish I'd have taken those gambling sponsorships, but Braden's too bloody lefty, we can't do it.
Yeah.
And he turned around and looked at me and said, if you took the gambling sponsorships, no one would listen to you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true though.
They
that was
build you
your
up and
hook.
it tears
Yeah.
you down. Yeah.
You wouldn't be getting those donuts that Daniel's Donuts sends you all the
Oh,
time.
you're getting the Daniel's Donuts.
Yeah,
we had a
Happy to
Daniel's.
take
Yeah,
the Daniel's Donuts money.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but Daniel's Donuts aren't famously sodgy. Although, how disappointing if it turned out they were.
Yeah, that would
I'd be fine. I'd
Not
be
me.
okay with that.
Not me.
What fast food chain could you easily? It could go, and you wouldn't think twice.
Got a
Oh, I know that
controversial
Tom
one.
has an answer. Yeah.
I got a controversial one.
Yeah.
All the Mexican ones can go in the bin except for salsas.
Hard disagree.
No, I think
Yeah, no.
Sombrero.
Hard
No,
disagree.
Sombrero. Very good.
I don't love any of the Australian Mexican chains, but I think Sombrero is the best of them.
I'll
Have
say
you had-
I'll say this.
Okay.
I'll say this.
You fired me
Guzman y
up.
Gomez, unless they want to sponsor us, doesn't do much for me.
I lost a Guzman y Gomez sponsorship for the footy earlier this year. So
Why?
they just didn't go for it. They decided to put their money elsewhere. But
Because of talk like this.
because
Yeah.
of bloody talk like this.
Mexican
No, have you guys had the chicken and roast veg from burrito from Salsas?
No, we don't eat meat.
talk. Yeah, wow.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Sometimes
True.
don't even.
No, that is just phenomenal. I'm not saying overall it's a better place, but that particular product is the best. And it's not even Mexican food. Let's be clear. Like, I've had real Mexican
Yeah.
food. But as far as the Australian chain Mexican food goes, the chicken and vegetable burrito from Salsas is the best thing in Australia.
And straight up salsa's chippies
Yeah, delicious.
are off
Yeah,
the chain.
crinkle, Mishy.
Do you know what it is about them? It's 100% they don't change their oil. That's what I reckon makes their chippy
Yeah.
so good. But I have a controversial take on Mexican chain restaurants in Australia.
Do you know my theory about
Dead set.
Mish?
Dead set.
I'll go.
Mad Mex. I'm all about Mad Mex because they do a veggie mince. So they do, yeah. So and it's actually really good, very wet. Like it's wet.
Like a lasagna style, like a vegetarian lasagna
Yeah.
style meat, like a bolognese.
well, like a
veggie.
Mexican style.
Yeah, but are we talking like celery, carrot, like?
No, it's just like a veggie mince in like a taco seasoning.
But like when you
and
say
tomato
veggie
base.
mince Mishy, do
Yeah.
you mean like that fake meat?
Yes.
Okay, I don't like that.
Oh, okay.
But I would like a carrot, celery, tomato,
Bit of
capsicum.
zucchini.
Yeah, I would love that
Yeah.
as like as a mince sort of thing.
I hear you.
Yeah.
But Mad Mex does a really good dirty vegetarian burrito. Yum. The answer to which chain food place could go for me is Red Rooster.
Sure.
Wow.
I haven't been in 30 years.
Wow. I'm going to now do a top 6 list. And you can chop this up, put it on your freaking
Make it a tight intro.
Instagram. All right. Here it is. I've made a little top 6 list. Top 6 fast food fries.
Okay.
Okay.
I love this.
Number
We've
6.
also done this on the pod about 5 times.
But
I
I'm
changes all the
doing
time.
it tight so
Yeah.
Tom can turn it into vertical
Do
content.
it tight, Zach. Do it real tight.
Mish.
Yeah.
Top 6 fries.
Yeah.
Number 6, McDonald's.
Okay.
And I'm assuming best
Why have you done 6?
At their best.
because I couldn't think of 5.
Okay.
I'm assuming best.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're not talking about consistency here.
Are we allowed condiments? Because I
No.
think.
No, that's a different list.
Yeah, because I think McDonald's chips with McChicken sauce is one of the great delicacies on the planet.
McChicken sauce is
Wow.
absolutely foul.
Mishy, you're Dutch, mate.
Yeah, I'm Danish, cunt.
Yeah, you love white sauce on chips.
Yeah, we do, but that one is not a good one.
It is. It's one of the best.
Nah, McChicken sauce is gross.
Nah, it's
McChicken
yummy.
sauce tastes like a bad mayo. Like it just tastes like mayo that's been left out.
Mishy,
Room
you-
temp
you're
mayo.
not getting along.
We're not talking about sauce.
Okay, no sauce. I'm fine with Macca's in 6. Okay.
Hey, should we go to an ad break and come back to this list now?
All right, we're going to an ad break. When we come back, but we cut half of it because I got too rude.
Oh, yeah, no, just do the list then.
No, we'll go to an ad break. We're going to go to an ad break. When we come back, I will be telling you, pretend I didn't already tell you McDonald's, I will be telling you my top 6 fast food fries in Australia. Welcome back. Here's my top 6 fast food fries in Australia. Number 6, McDonald's.
Yep.
Yum.
Now, again, I'm going to say, because this is important for number 5, I'm not talking about consistency. I'm assuming they're at their best. I'm assuming I'm the CEO and I'm going to the flagship store and they know they're serving the CEO. So best practice here.
Yep.
Because number 5 is a controversial take if you don't take that into account. Number 5 is Hungry Jack's.
It's not controversial. Yum, yum, yum.
Yum, yum, yum. But when they're bad, they're bad. But when they're good, they're good.
Oh, the salt they use at Hungry Jack's is next level. Go on, Zach.
Chicken salt, I
Number 4 is salsas.
Gorge.
Spicy, fun. But not the best of the spicy fries. We'll find out more soon. Number 3, KFC.
Yeah, hard agree.
Okay.
Love a chicken salt moment. And that will play into my number 1, so heads up. Number 2 is Nando's.
Hard disagree.
I don't mind
Nando's
those, yeah.
with the peri-peri salt. That's the key.
Oh, yes. Yum. Yum. And Peronaise is also at the top of my list
So
of
the
dippies.
reason why it didn't make it to number 1 is I agree that the chip is not as inspired as some of the others, but that salt gets it to number 2.
Yeah.
But there is nothing more disappointing than when you forget to ask for peri-peri salt on your chips. Number 1, favorite, top 6, fries. And this is a controversial choice
really
because
wanted to
earlier in
be-
the podcast, Mish just said something that will make this a big disagreement. Number 1 is Red Rooster.
Hard disagree.
Red Rooster has they do more salt than KFC. They're often a little bit crispier. Red Rooster chibis cannot be beat.
Can I shout out one honourable mention?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got one as well.
They don't do it anymore, but the grilled one with the herbs and sea salt.
Do they not do the herb and sea
No,
salt? What do
they've
they do
killed
now?
that.
Why?
They've gone very red roostery with it. It's just like normal chips now.
That's
but
foul.
they were very nice. With the herb mayo was very
Yeah.
nice.
Number 1 on that list, 100%, should be Schnitz. Schnitz.
Fuck.
Schnitz chippies.
Too real for me.
No, they're so
I love a
good.
Schnitz chippies.
Schnitz chips. So I would
Do you
get
know
rid of
what?
Red Rooster and KFC. I think they're both overrated.
No.
I think they are. And Nando's doesn't do it for me because when Nando's doesn't hit, and I know you said it their best, but when Nando's doesn't hit, that's some starchy, dry shit.
But we're at their best.
Yum, yum, yum.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yum, yum, yum.
I set the groundwork.
Salsa and Schnitz for me are like top
I'm
tier.
dropping salsa and replacing it with schnitz.
Wow.
You're dropping salsas.
I think you've made a good case with schnitz. Salsa loses out.
Too much skin on schnitz for me. I don't like all that skin.
no, they're so
yucky.
good.
Do you know my number 1? And they don't do it anymore. My number 1 was when Lord of the Fries had one location in Flinders Street Station. No, not even. It used to be across the road from Flinders Street Station
Yeah, I
on
remember.
Elizabeth Street. Their burgers used to be different. They used to use a different fake meat and patty.
remember.
Now they use this like one that tries to taste like blood or some shit. It's gross. The old one used to be so good. They're mini burgers, and they used to do a satay sauce.
It was so good.
Lord of the Fries satay sauce with a spicy mini burger with their old mint burger. Take me back.
That's very being 22 again in the city.
I am. Yeah, I'm 19. I've gone into the city. I'm gonna go buy a hat.
yeah.
That I will try to pull off for the next 5
Yeah.
years, and then thank God I lose it.
No,
in second year.
I'm 21 and I'm at an indie club.
No, you're not, mate. You're like 30 something now.
No, I'm saying this is my scenario.
Oh, okay.
I'm 21. I'm at an indie club. We get kicked out at 3:00.
Oh.
We walk to Lord of the Fries.
Wow.
Walk on our little Converse high tops.
Wow.
Waddle down to Lord of the Fries, and I order chippy with cheese and gravy from fucking Lord of the Fries, and nothing slapped as hard as that.
They're satay.
And I brought a boy with me, like with a big fringe that I found.
I'm a boy with a big fringe. No, I'm a man.
Yeah,
with
you're a
big
man with.
fringe.
This is some boy that I picked up at the clubs.
The kids don't go clubbing like we used to.
Too spenny.
Yeah.
Too spenny. Too. They're all like fucked up from like lockdowns. But then it's not something I want to like push them to do. It's not healthy. I feel weird being like, you need to go fuck yourself up and have some of your friends OD.
You really need to do.
Like
honestly,
you do, but it's like I can't tell you to do
if
that.
you went clubbing with a group of friends, there's like a 1 in 4 chance that one of you ends up crying, like by the end of the night. Like there was always, if I
huge.
went out with a group of friends, let's say it was a group of 6 of us, there's a real, there's a 50% chance that one of you is going to have the worst night ever. You end up crying and vomiting in the gutter, That's being young to me. Yeah, going to get your chippies and Lord of the Fries was the get as a late night yummy.
Yeah.
Because it was also the only place that was open.
Those satay fries, man. Now, I have one other thing before what's something cool you watched this week, which is earlier, and this is the reason I brought up these lists. We were doing some lists, and Tom revealed to us that he's never seen Up.
Wild.
Now, Up, Tom.
I've seen the short, I reckon.
It's very good.
You seen the first 15 minutes? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there was originally a 5-minute short, wasn't it?
What do you mean? Was it?
Yeah, I think they released the
remember
first bit.
they used to do that for Pixar films? They used to make them shorts.
Playing. I don't think they released the opening.
You're right.
No? I could be imagining it.
But
Could be
anyway,
something
no,
else.
Tom,
Balloons.
watch Up. Tom, watch Up.
And he's at his house
got
and
keys.
they build a city around
Oh,
his
maybe
house.
it was a short.
Yeah.
Tom, watch Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch it with your kidlets.
It will make you cry.
No, that doesn't sound like something I want to do.
Tom, it's a release.
Are you a weepy boy?
Oh, yeah.
You have a weep?
Yeah. My whole thing was I was at a wedding the other day for Joe Koski. I was like, okay, what am I going to think about during the ceremony so I don't cry?
Do you cry at weddings?
And I was like, I wonder if I can remember
But why
the
not let
entire
it go?
plot of Lord of the Rings scene by scene.
But why not let it go? It's nice to let it go.
I don't like it because I'll just start bubbling straight away. For me, it's never about internal pain I can deal with. It's as soon as anyone expresses external pain or love, I can't handle it. So it's like I can deal with my own grief, but if someone at a wedding gets up and goes, now obviously Pa couldn't be here and starts talking about it, gone.
Oh, yeah,
Gone.
that'll fuck me up.
Gone.
But I love it. There is nothing better than watching a movie on your own and letting it out.
It's such a lovely
I did it the other
feeling.
day for my What's Something. I told Mish chuck to me for What's Something Cool because I have one.
Oh, well, then
Should we jump straight to
Let's
it?
jump straight into it,
Okay,
and Tom's
great.
going to open it. I'll open with the song, What's Something Cool You Watched This Week with Mish, Zach, and Tom. Da-da-da-da. What's something cool you watched this week? Let's all find out, and bum, bum, bum.
Love it. So I know, Zach, I don't know where you're at with this as well, right? But I used to be really into Chef's Table, fantastic.
Love it.
releases, right?
Love.
I loved it too.
And I went away, maybe season 4, season 5, season 6, we'll take it or leave it, right? After the pizza one.
Yeah.
There's too many spin-offs.
Randomly on the treadmill started watching season 7, which was released in November last year.
Yep.
And the opening is the first episode of the season 7. It fucked me up. I ended up being on the treadmill for an hour and a half because I was just crying and
The opening
walking
Chef's
and watching
Table?
this. Yeah.
Is that the one where each episode's a different chef?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so who was the episode about?
So this is about, I can't say that. How do you say that name, Zach? It's
smart.
they're referred to as Chef Nok,
Okay.
but they're a Thai person.
Suntaranon.
Okay.
And she moved to Philly and started a Thai restaurant in Philly, but just had the most awful, brutal life, but also with so many wins, so many ups and so many downs, and the way they tell the story, and she's so beautiful, and the way she looks at life, and I just wept on the treadmill for half an hour.
Oh, Tom. But it's
Tom.
nice, isn't it?
It's nice, but I was in the comfort of my garage.
Yeah, of course.
In that setting. Because I can be a loud crier. I can be a little bit of a Claire Danes in Brokeback. What's her one? Remember that one where she's... this is an obscure reference. That one where she's she gets Chappelle Corbied.
With Claire Danes.
Claire Danes gets Chappelle Corbied and gets caught accidentally trying to smuggle.
Right.
I don't know
weed.
it.
And then it ends with peak Claire Danes crying. She also does it in Romeo and Juliet. She's a loud crier, Claire Danes.
Okay.
So am I, right? So
is Toni Collette.
yeah. So when I'm watching when I'm letting it out at a movie or something, it's it's scary. It's scary for people around me. People have to know. The only time I can quietly cry is on an airplane. There's something about airplanes where. So, I watched the first time I saw, or the time I saw Inside Out, I was just on an airplane, same with me and Earl and the Dying Girl. Just it's hi, would you like the chicken or the
That's
pasta?
so funny.
I was
It's funny you say that because I reckon I cry a fair bit at airports and planes.
planes.
You get very reflective.
You get reflective. It's peaceful. You're just in it. You really watch it. But also it's dry air. So your eyes are dry.
Yeah, that's true. But also no one's paying attention to you. Planes become such a little insular, No one's looking at you. You don't go people watching on a plane. You just kind of become contained to this little chair.
Yeah.
And you can kind of just feel all your feelings.
I think we talked about it I quite like flying for that reason. I struggle with it on one level, but there's an element of just like being locked in that little cabin. I think I've talked about adolescence as something cool we watched this week.
Yeah.
I think a few months ago. But did I tell you how much I cried in the last episode? Last episode, the last half. Have you seen it yet?
No, I don't think I could watch it. Yes,
seen
I
it yet?
should.
No, but it's on my list of two. I have got a week off now, so it'll be.
Yeah. I think
on my
you'll
list.
love it. The writing, it's like a kitchen sink drama. It's like old school TV movie theater. The one take, I think. There are moments where it's effective, but I think it's less about the single take camera. It's more about just a bunch of actors performing in a single take. That's what's special, right? And the last half of this last episode, there's just one scene. I don't want to really give it away, but it's like basically two parents talking about, what could we have done differently or whatever. And it is just, I don't think that gives anything away. It is just devastating. And when writing like hits on truths that you've never heard writing quite hit on before, there's a couple of moments where it's just like, and I was literally watching it just like,
Oh God!
It's very good, and I think because it's about boys and men and all that, it's it fucked me up. But it is one of those ones, Tom. It's that like you have to watch it because you got a son and stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I am aware of that. I will.
Looks very full on.
And that was what fucked me up about this as well. Is like Nock's journey, right? Was she like had very abusive parents, like had made so many sacrifices for everyone else in her life, abusive husband, like, and then but the way she'd come out on the other side, it was just like it reminded me to be like a good person, basically, Like,
yeah.
And it's like that's the shit that hurts. Yeah,
totally. Mish,
Yeah,
do you have one?
I do actually. So I watched bullshit while I was in Sydney, by the way, for this last week. You did as I failed at picking good films. Like I'd panic because I only had access to Netflix, right? So and the free ones. Like I only had access to Netflix on
Is this because you don't have them on your phone, or
no? I don't have them on my phone, but also a lot of the ones that we use like at home with my partner is actually his family's accounts. So like
you're stingy as,
a bit. But also some of them are his, but like we don't like it's just no logins, whatever. So I just had Netflix. What you don't understand is the concept of trying to access a streaming service causes me pain.
I know.
I don't like
this
technology.
Is the funny thing.
But the
You're so funny
TV
with
had
it.
Netflix.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I know that's weird. The thing is I could have gotten Prime or Stan very easily because those are the ones we pay for.
Yeah.
But they're through my partner. I couldn't bring myself to even try. So I had Netflix and I just found myself in mad panics, like going, I guess I'll watch 8 Mile, which is a good film, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. It's a bit of a twist on what's something cool you watched this week and rather what's something cool you listened to this week. And I just wanted to throw it out. So on the plane ride back today, I went and picked up my phone and realised I hadn't downloaded anything to listen to or to watch or whatever.
Torture.
For the ride. And I'm like, shit. All right, well, what podcast episodes have I previously downloaded? And I looked, I'm like, I've listened to all of them. A lot of Do Go Ons are in there. Like, I was just like, no, I've listened to all of these. And then right at the bottom of the list, I had downloaded years ago an episode of Recaps with Mish and Zach. And I was like, fuck it. I just want to listen to this podcast that we made in 2020.
Funny.
So, and it was, I think we started the podcast in 2019. And then this was an episode from 2020. And it was going from the top 6 to the top 5. That was the episode. After they'd gone to Hong Kong, but like, and post Crock and Bush, but they were making a panna cotta. And it was Sausage Week, right? Anyway, I was like...
I mean, do we need to explain...
yeah, I'm going to.
Do we need to explain the show? The recaps? Was
so
it?
Zach and I, when we first started podcasting, was actually in 2019. And we did a very, very niche podcast called Recaps with Mish and Zach, right? And basically, Zach and I would pretend we were in the year 2009... And we would
idea.
recap every single episode of MasterChef Australia Season 1. Now, if you're not from Australia, it's really genuinely quite hard to explain how prolific that show was.
It had
In
a cultural
2009. It had a truly cultural, like a huge impact on how Australians were eating. But it was 2009 and a show like this had never really been done like this. Anyway, so that's the kind of vibe of the show. It's still out there. You can listen to it. It is there. But I have not listened to this show since 2020. And like I used to have to listen to every episode because this is pre-Tom. You used to edit. We talk about it in it like you were the editor and we couldn't say anything bad because like you know, I couldn't to say where you lived. And I was really bad at podcasting back then. So I'd just be like, well, here's your address, like a psychopath, right?
And then
Here's
Zach
your
and
address.
Nat-
Here's all the people like the 1 degree of separation from us that I think suck.
Because I was thinking about this the other day. How unlistenable are they? Because I was thinking like,
No, they're okay. So this is the
does Zach
thing.
do a good job?
I was just like, I'm going to listen to this for 10 minutes before I try and listen to an episode of something because I'm not going to. I don't like listening back. I don't like watching myself. I don't like listening back to myself. I do it for work because I have to, but generally I don't like it. But Zach, it was so sweet. It was just.
I was going to play with
Can we
this
do your
coaster.
It was shut up. It was.
We're holding hands now
It was.
for the listener.
It was really sweet. Honestly, it was really, really lovely. And
Funny.
yeah, some of it, it's just a weird concept, but it is like the people who were on board got it, and it was just like. This poor guy that was on the show named Sam, and we really rip into him.
Yeah.
And like, it was just a joy to like just kind of revisit. It's like looking through an old photo album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Photos of you where you look a bit shit, and you're just like, oh God, I was so
I think
awkward.
we were maybe doing it over Zoom podcast.
We were. It was.
Yeah.
We were in lockdown. When we would literally say on it, we've been in lockdown for 6 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, and it was just.
how did we say that? And
You went
maintain
away.
the illusion?
You went to go get a glass of water, and I was filling, and I was just like, I haven't waxed my box for 6 weeks because I've been in lockdown. And then you came back and you said, were you talking about waxing your box? And I said, yes. And you said you haven't stopped talking about that since lockdown.
How are we talking about lockdown? Wasn't it set in 2000?
Yeah, but we would just go in. By that stage, we were just like, we would just go in and out.
I can't think of anything. I have such I hated doing podcasts over Zoom in lockdown. I just remember everyone had it. I heard this description on another podcast about Zoom meetings, and I thought it was the best description. I'm stealing it from another comedy podcast, so apologies. But I think it was someone like really big, so I think they're all good. But they were saying that it's like when you're finished with a Zoom meeting, it feels like someone sucked out your soul.
Horrific.
And it's true. It's just like there's something about Zoom meetings that are so exhausting.
But there was also something in it of this genuine joy to be interacting with somebody as well. Like, you can hear it in the pod. Like, I'm just happy to be in your company.
Oh, yeah, there were aspects of...
They were long. The episodes were like an hour and a half long. It's psycho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you listen back and edit them?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I would go through... I don't know if I listen, but I think I would go through... And then the sound was really terrible for...
He's having NAM flashbacks.
So like the sync would be really hard, and then you remember this, like you would sync up, but then like if there were glitches or something, would unsync, so you'd have to resync it all the way through, and then also trying to get rid of room noise and stuff. And I remember for the first, I'm sorry, Mish, but for the first like 2 weeks we were doing it over Zoom. I would get your audio and I'd be like, something's like. You sound so distant. There's so much room noise, and I'd be like, "Is there anything is the button wrong?" And you're like, "No, I've done everything right." And I'm like, it sounds a little bit weird, and you're like, "No, I've done it right. It's fine." And then like 2 weeks in, you're like, "Oh, it's the wrong way around."
It's funny because
I'm not gonna lie. I have not thought about that. The way that was just a part of my
Yetis,
brain.
yeah.
Those Yetis.
Yeah.
I could never remember which way it was meant. I'm not even shitting you. Now, I know that you were like, I can't believe I'm saying this to you. Zach, I can't believe I'm saying this to you. Before we'd record, I would often send a photo to Sam Peterson and ask him, is this the right way round?
But I would say to you, I'd say it sounds a bit funny. Is there anything you're doing? You'd be like, it's fine. I'm doing it.
I had to coach so many
but I'm
people on
terrible
those
as well.
microphone techniques.
They were horrific. Anyway,
I never realised how much data wrangling people were doing. That was the thing I think that broke me. Is just like, it's the people behind the scenes. It's the Tom Zahari who is very not behind the scenes. But you're the
now I'm doing
heroes.
a video version, an audio version, which all have different things in it. Then we're doing 2 clips a week. So we're bouncing out like 8 different versions of this episode every week. It's crazy.
When you're away, I was fine. Like, I've figured it out. It was nice to upskill, It's always good to upskill in your old age.
Yeah.
When we introduced video, that's the thing that's kind of broken me. I got no chill now when I'm the person.
What's something cool you watched this week, Zach?
I watched, it's hard to say, but I think I'm going to go with a live show. I went and watched Fox Dog Studios Robo Bingo at the Sydney Comedy Festival. Now, they're gone. They're done in Australia now. If you're a UK listener, you can go maybe watch them in the next Edinburgh. Mish, Tom... Did you ever see them in Edinburgh?
No, I remember you guys raving about them.
Everyone I know who's seen them has said that's incredible.
I saw them like 10 years ago in Edinburgh, right? And they were just 2 boys using computers, and like basically you would log into their Wi-Fi on your phone, and they're still doing it basically. So they did the most rudimentary version of it, and they've kept it kind of loose and rough, but made it so much more impressive and complicated over the last 10 years. Basically what you do is you go to their show, you scan a QR code on the stage, you sign into their Wi-Fi, and then they do like hacker shit almost, where like your phone is like, basically you're on a server and you like play games, and like what you do affects what happens on stage, and you like make little characters, and like they do these scenes that are like, they have cameras on their heads. It's like this interactive,
That's fun.
live game, but it's all happening in real time, and you're on your phone, you're playing. It is the most original thing. The most, like, it's not like, people say that a lot, it's not like anything I've ever seen, but really it is. It is still storytelling. It is still clowning. It's just it is not like any. The only thing I can compare it to was there was like this interactive thing at the Melbourne Museum like 20 years ago that I went to that was kind of like, it was next to the IMAX, but it was smaller. It was like interactive movie, kind of like that.
Oh, great.
But like not. It's just, it's not quite video game, not quite internet, not quite live show, incredible. So if you are ever in an area where they're performing, I recommend them. That was fucking sick, man.
That's sick. I have heard amazing, amazing things about
And they're
them.
such sweet boys.
I'm so pissed off I didn't see them during festival.
That's fine. You're busy.
Hey, do you want me to tell everyone what we're doing for Leguizamo-rama this week?
I'd rather you didn't.
All right. Do you want to leave it as a surprise?
No, tell them.
I
I'm just
will.
joking.
This one's a really easy one for people to watch, actually, because it's very easy to access. It's an interview that is on YouTube. It is called
Joglig Shams. Well, they won't access it if they don't know what it's called, bitch.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say what it's called. It is called John Leguizamo Killed a Lot of Acting Teachers. And it's a Hassan Minhaj interview, who is also an actor. And it's
Stand up more than anything.
Yeah, true. But I don't want to give too much away because it's just a very good interview. Please watch it before the episode. If you can, it's only like 40 minutes long.
But also, you don't have to. There's no homework here.
Oh, no, absolutely. You don't have to.
Like,
Absolutely, you don't have to.
I'm not going to listen to the episode.
Oh, no, you can totally listen to the episode without listening. I'm just saying that if you like to watch along, it's a good interview. All right, I think that's it. That's all we do, right? Cool.
That's all we do, baby.
All right, well, I guess we'll see you bloody next week.
This is what we do. This is what we do.
This is how we do. And this is how we what?
Oh, I was singing a different song. I was doing the Katy Perry one.
Which one?
This is what we do.
Yeah.
The one where she had cornrows.
People are being so mean to her at the moment.
And I love it. I'm on board. We'll talk about that on Thursday. I'll find a way to wriggle it into what we're talking about.
Thanks for joining us for the Mish and Zach podcast this week. We will see you next Tuesday for the Mish and Zach podcast and on Thursdays for Leguizamo-rama. Have a good one. Bye.
The Mish and Zach Podcast is recorded on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We believe that our collective culture will never reach its full potential until we embrace the history and the truth of the oldest cultures of this land.